Hey Homo sapiens, it's me, Rogue Marby Scott. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back any new subscribers and new watchers. This is my interpretation of the superb bird of paradise, and like you've seen so far, I've been doing birds of paradise, bird of paradise's makeup looks, inspired looks, tutorials, just because a few weeks ago, I did get the Take Me Back to Brazil palette from BH Cosmetics, and I was just absolutely in love with it. And I was just like, you know, how can I use this palette, and how can I just kind of make it into something that I've not seen so far on YouTube, actually. Let's go into the tutorial. So just moisturizing my face with some Fix Plus, but it's not Fix Plus, it's Makeup Revolution. And now I'm going to use the NYX Total Drop Foundation, and I'm using a whole pump for the face, and I'm going to obviously blend that in nice and seamlessly. Now this might not look like my shade, but you know, I've been tanning, so I'm just going to use what I've got so far. So just blending that in with a Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, and then I'm going to add another layer, because you can layer this foundation to become sheer or very full coverage. So I'm going for like a medium full coverage look right now. Time to add some depth and dimension to the face, and I'm going to put some concealer on my face. I'm using two different shades just to lighten and brighten underneath my eyes. Then I'm obviously going to blend those out into a seamless look. I'm doing this just because if I was to place the black over the black mask, it would just look very flat, and I didn't want to look very flat. So doing this just to add dimension to my face, and I'm also going to highlight as well. You probably don't see any reason in why I'm doing all of this because I'm putting black on, but trust me, it's going to look a lot different if I didn't. So I'm just setting my face now, and I'm using a wet sponge to do so, so it melts into my skin seamlessly and it's not powdering, and I don't have to, you know, wipe off any excess powder. I just have to melt that powder into my face using the wet sponge, and that's what I'm doing here. Now I'm just going to spritz my face and set the face all over again, and then I'm going to go in with another setting spray, and I coughed basically. Anyway, now I'm just going to prep my eyelids, and you know how I do this, so I'm not going to, you know, diddle daddle about that. So there you go, just fixing it with some powder, and then I'm going to go on with my highlighter. Now I'm using a nice copper highlighter that I love whenever I do like a summer look on myself. So this kind of complements my skin because it's kind of my skin tone without the foundation on right now. So I'm just making sure that that is nice and seamless, and then I'm going to blend that in using a sponge, going around the perimeters before I go onto my first eyeshadow, blue, and I'm going to put that all over my lids before I continue on to blend in a darker blue on top of that and blend those in together. So when creating this look, I didn't want it to be just jet black and, you know, the very vibrant neon blue. So I wanted to create, you know, a different look. I just wanted to create some blues and purples in the look, you know, put that in together just to make it look a bit more editorial sort of like. So this is why I'm using blue on my eyelids before I go into creating the mask. The bird of paradise that we're speaking about, the superb bird of paradise, it's actually quite a freaky little bird. Anyway, so I'm going in with a lighter turquoise, and I'm putting that underneath my eyes because once I put the black on, my eyes are probably going to look very tiny. So this is kind of like me using white eyeliner without actually lining my eyes, just to brighten up my eyes a little bit more, make them look, appear to be more open than they would if I just go in. Now I'm just placing some marks on my face where I want to start and stop my black eyeshadow. Going in with my black eyeshadow, I'm not going to tell you too much about what I'm doing because you can see, and I'm just going to speed up the video because I want you to see kind of what I'm doing on one side, and then you get the drift of what I'm doing on the other side. So as you can see, I'm just blending that black just before and into the blues that I've got. I'm not going over the blues because I want those blues to stand out also. If I went over them, then it would just look like a muddy mess, and that was not the idea of the look. Moving on to my nose, I'm going to bring that pretty much down 2/3 of my nose, and then on my forehead I'm going to do like little smudged spikes just to make it look like it's bleeding into my skin, like my skin is kind of gradiented from brown to black. And then I'm just going to keep on blending to make sure that everything is blended cohesively and it's not too patchy, because I want it to be black but I don't want it to be jet black. I just want it to, you know, have that black appearance, obviously. Then I'm going to go in with a nice blue that I've already used on my eyes, and I'm going to put that around the perimeter of my mask and blend that in just to give it a little blue undertone. Now I'm going in with a nice purple eyeliner. It's liquid from NYX, and I know that the bird doesn't have any purple in it, but I decided I wanted to have purple in it just to bring the blues and the blacks together. And I did this very quickly on the first eye and on the second eye, so I'm actually quite impressed with my skill right there. Just sharpening that up, and then I'm going to move on to the next part of my face. Using an iridescent blue highlighter, I'm going to now create the spots on my inner corners, and those spots are created by the bird of paradise. The superb bird of paradise is by, it actually has the patch on its head, and when it cocks up its head up towards the sky, its beak creates the spots. So it's actually one motion, but obviously we're just doing the two spots. Now I'm going in with a white highlighter just to bring out the pop in that color, and then we're going to move on. Just going to highlight the tip of my nose a little bit and just blur those lines with my finger. No need for a brush or a sponge. And then I'm going to spritz my face to set everything that I've done so far so it doesn't transfer whenever I need to move about. Now we're going to put some mascara on because we're going to put some lashes on, but I'm going to apply this mascara very heavily so that my lashes are very thick. And for the first time in ages, I'm going to put my lashes on camera, only because it's the end lashes, nothing spectacular, but whatever. So I'm now going to line my lips because I'm waiting for that glue to dry, and I'm lining my lips with a actual liner for eyes, not lip liner, because I don't have any black lip liners. So I'm just lining my lips anyway because I want to make sure that my lips are nice and primed for when I put my lipstick on afterwards. So we're going to move on and we're going to continue doing my lashes, and as you can see I'm using tweezers to put them on. Tweezers are your friends, as I found out, not just using your fingers. So I'm just placing those on because they're tacky, and then I'm just going to fix them into place, pushing them and fiddling around with them to make sure they you know, adhere to my lash line. Sorry about the camera angle, I'm so not good at putting lashes on camera, which is why I don't actually do it because I always have to bend down, and I actually sit down on the floor when I'm doing my makeup. I'm not actually sitting at a desk or a table or anything. Just a little fact there for you. So we are going to now move on to putting my black lipstick on, and this is kind of like a shimmery matte lipstick, and then we're going to, you know, place the nice mark, the biggest part of the blue iridescence. But I'm now cleaning up my lips because I did smudge a little bit. Sorry about that. So going on with that blue highlighter, I'm just going to place that in the middle of my lips to create that lovely iridescent blue chest mark of the superb bird of paradise. And we're almost finished because, yeah, we are almost finished. This look was actually simple to do. I did draw it out first, and yeah, so I need to spritz my face one more time, and also I need to brighten up those inner corners, and that is the end of this tutorial. So guys, that's how I got the look, and I am so happy that you watched. Don't forget to share and subscribe. And comment down below. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.